You walk out to your garden in early spring, spade in hand, ready to dig, turn, and prepare the soil, but something makes you stop. You've been hearing more and more about gardeners who don't dig, don't till, and somehow still produce lush vegetables, perfect flowers, and healthy soil year after year. And then there's the other camp, the no-till folks, who also refuse to disturb the soil, but in a different way. If both sound similar, here's the twist: they are not the same, and knowing the difference could change everything about how you grow. Today we're diving deep into no-dig versus no-till to find out which method truly reigns supreme. And trust me, by the end of this, you might be hanging up your spade for good. So, no-dig and no-till are often used interchangeably in gardening conversations, but their origins and philosophies actually come from different places. No-till emerged from agricultural science, especially in large-scale farming, as a way to protect soil from erosion, maintain its structure, and even reduce fuel costs by skipping deep plowing. No-dig, on the other hand, has its roots in small-scale gardening and market gardening, especially over in Europe. It's not just about avoiding soil disturbance. It's really about building soil from the top down, letting nature's systems handle the hard work while you, layer organic matter. In other words, no-till is kind of like, don't stir the soil you already have, while no-dig is more about feed the soil from above and never break its layers. Both avoid the destructive cycle of constant tillage, but honestly, the way they approach the problem is where the real difference lies. Whether you choose no-dig or no-till, the science is clear. Soil is not just dirt. It's actually a living, breathing ecosystem of bacteria, fungi, worms, and microfauna, all working together to recycle nutrients, improve structure, and keep plant roots healthy. When you dig or till, you're not just moving soil, you're collapsing air pockets, chopping fungal networks, and exposing microorganisms to light and oxygen levels they just can't handle. Think of your soil like a city. Tilling is like taking a bulldozer to all the roads, buildings, and plumbing every spring. Sure, it looks fresh, but now everyone has to rebuild from scratch. No-dig and no-till both preserve that city. But, no-dig gives it a yearly budget boost by laying down compost and organic matter right on top, while no-till mostly works with the existing structure and residue left behind from previous crops. In the no-till approach, you leave last season's roots in place and plant directly into the soil without turning it over. Crop residues, like stems, leaves, or cover crops, are left on the surface or maybe just lightly incorporated to feed soil life. Mulches may be used, but the focus is really on maintaining the soil structure as is. In small-scale gardens, no-till often means using broad forks to loosen soil without flipping it, applying targeted compost in planting holes and relying on cover crops to keep soil covered and enriched through the seasons. It's gentle, it works with what's already there, and it's especially good for perennial systems or, large beds where deep mulching every year just isn't practical. No-dig takes a more active approach. Instead of disturbing the soil, you add a rich layer of compost, well-rotted manure, or organic mulch directly to the surface each year. Over time, earthworms and microorganisms pull that goodness down into the soil, improving fertility without you ever having to lift a fork. In its purest form, no-dig starts with a base layer to smother weeds, often cardboard, followed by several inches of compost. This creates a clean, fertile top layer you can plant into right away. The soil below stays untouched, preserving its structure and microbial life, while the top layer keeps improving year after year. This method is especially popular with home gardeners because it gives immediate results: fewer weeds, richer soil, and healthier crops without the hard labor of digging. Here's where the contest gets interesting. No-till maintains soil integrity, but it can take several seasons before fertility noticeably improves if you're starting with poor soil. No-dig, by adding fresh organic matter annually, often produces visible improvements within the first year. That's because compost provides both nutrients and habitat for soil life, jump-starting the natural processes that might otherwise take years to recover in compacted or nutrient-poor ground. No-till shines in large-scale systems where bringing in enough compost for no-dig would be unrealistic. It also works beautifully for native soil gardens where you want to preserve existing plant communities or avoid smothering native perennials. No-dig, while powerful, requires access to significant amounts of compost or organic matter each year. For some gardeners, sourcing or producing that much high-quality compost can be the biggest barrier, and if your compost is poor quality, you might introduce weeds or pests right to the surface. For most home gardeners, especially those starting new beds or working with tired soil, no-dig takes the crown. It builds fertility fast, suppresses weeds, and delivers predictable results in a short time. It's forgiving, beginner-friendly, and adaptable to almost any crop. The truth? Both methods share the same philosophy. Respect the soil, feed it well, and stop tearing it apart every season. The winner is whichever method you'll stick with consistently. If you decide to go no-dig, you'll want to start with a thick layer of weed-suppressing cardboard placed right over your grass or even an old bed. Then, add about 4 to 6 inches of rich compost, water it in, and go ahead and plant directly into that. And to keep the cycle going, just reapply 1 to 2 inches of compost each year. For no-till, focus on building soil cover year-round. Use cover crops like clover or vetch in the off-season, mulch with straw or leaves, and plant directly into the residues without disturbing the base soil. Over time, your soil life will reward you with better texture, moisture retention, and fertility. If you've ever wondered whether you really need to dig, till, and fight against your soil every year, this is your permission to stop. Both no-dig and no-till prove that less disturbance leads to more abundance. The real secret is patience, observation, and feeding your soil like it's the most important crop you grow. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Botanical Bliss and share this guide with a fellow gardener. The more we spread the word about soil-friendly gardening, the healthier our gardens and our planet will be.